Hey everybody, how y'all doing this evening? This Saturday evening, I am doing just fine. Just lovely. This has been an interesting show that I've been working on. This ES story, it just gets more interesting and more interesting and more interesting as we go. So, before we start tonight, I have to do all the legal stuff. My name's Kiki Loves Nigeria. I am the host of the show. And on Kiki Loves Nigeria, we talk about everything that has to do with you repatriating, visiting, anything to do with you going to Africa. All right. Investing, anything, we talk about it on this show. Our goal is to keep you safe so you don't get scammed. A lot of people have gotten scammed, and some people have lost their life, and some people have done both, unfortunately, been a victim of both. They've lost their lives and they've been scammed. So we try to prevent that from happening. So this is kind of like a resource center, if you will, where people go to find out information about different countries that they want to visit in Africa, and also where they find out about those YouTube content creators who are usually talking, because usually there's some YouTube content creator who's promoting that country, and they look to see who these people are, and a lot of them will just start following these people blindly, and that has led a lot of people into trouble. A lot of people, like I said, have lost lots and lots of money, and some people unfortunately has lost their lives. So to prevent that, or to try to stop that, slow the occurrence of that, we created this channel. This channel was created for that purpose, just to keep you informed, to keep you safe, to keep you aware. All right, now I have to do all this little legal stuff. We got to do that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is fair use, because we got a lot of stuff to go through tonight. So last week we talked about, well, let's do fair use. Hold on, y'all. Fair use. This is live stream. It's going to include clips, screenshots, videos, and commentary from creators and individuals. And it's for the purpose of criticism, commentary, to bring consumer awareness, because a lot of people give money to these people. A lot of people invest with these people. A lot of people employ these people. And if you're investing your money, like to invest for someone, to these jobs that these people are doing on YouTube, these content creators are doing on YouTube, you would have to have a background check to deal with somebody's money. You would have to be certified. You can't just go and run somebody's properties. You can't just go and sell land. But see, they go to Africa and they start doing all this stuff without the proper licensure, without the proper background checks, and a lot of times people have lost, like I said, lost their money because of that. So again, this is why we do this, to bring awareness to those issues. All right. The use of this material is intended to fall under the fair use principles. All right. Of I believe it was 1976, the Copyright Act of 1976, and I believe it's Section 504. The statements discussed tonight include allegations. Right. Allegations. Come on, y'all. These are allegations. All right. If I don't show you a video, if I don't show you an image or a text, where this person, these three, when we were talking about the trio last week, we didn't have any text from any of those people. We just got an email from somebody who knew about that information. All right. So that's alleged. All right. Unless we have a court document, or unless we have a statement from that person, then it is alleged. All right. We're not presenting it as facts, even though it may sound like a fact. It is not a fact. All right. Claims, opinions, and personal accounts made by individuals involved in these discussions. All right, that's what we're doing. All right, at this time, these claims should be viewed as allegations and not established facts. Please quit thinking they're facts. Everyone has the right to share their perspective, and everyone has the right to respond and to provide their side of the story. Anybody like Adam comes on here freely and tells his side of the story. Anybody that we talk about on this channel can come on here freely and tell their side of the story. K&K Squad came on here and told her side of the story. All right, everybody is welcome to come on here and share their side of the story. All right, we didn't say you couldn't come. Opinions. The opinion. Oh, we did say one person couldn't come. We won't let the passport traveler come. No, she cannot come. She cannot come. She has been banned. She has been officially banned from Kiki Loves Nigeria. So she cannot come. But everybody else, you're more than welcome. All right. The purpose of this discussion is not to declare anyone guilty or innocent, but to examine the information, identify patterns, ask questions, and encourage people to think critically. That's what I see people are not doing. I don't know if they're not well, no, you all should have been learned this, but people are not paying attention. People are not paying attention to what's going on. You know, people are just going through life just willy-nilly, spending their money just willy-nilly, and you can't do that. You cannot do that. All right, so tonight again, we're discussing a situation that has generated conversations within all parts of the repack community. So everybody has been talking about this because, like I said, for me to know about it, it has to be a big deal. It has to be talked about, all right? The reason this topic is being discussed is because members of the community have reached out to me with their concerns. I didn't reach out to anybody. I didn't do any of that, all right? They reached out to me and told me these stories and told me these claims about interactions they have had with these individuals, all right? Again, these claims are allegations and that we're going to examine tonight. We started last week. Now, we talked about the allegations last week, right? I told you about the allegations. I read you the email, everything. I even told you why this behavior is a problem in our community. I even told you that. Okay, I explained that to you. So tonight, well, also last week, we looked at someone who had an interaction with this person, all right? And she shared her experience with her and how she felt like she scammed her and how she felt, Ingrid, we're talking about Ingrid now, and how Ingrid felt like what she did to her was wrong and that she was lying to get money out of her. Okay, so she shared her experience about that situation, her interactions with ES and how she does take money from her subscribers and how she does kind of, you know, look in this is me talking, not Ingrid, but from what I've been noticing is that she's looking to her subscribers to sustain her lifestyle in Africa, which a lot of them do that. A lot of them do that, but that's up to you if you want to sustain somebody's lifestyle. But I think you should know if you're going to sustain somebody's lifestyle. I think you should be fully aware of that. Because when people are relocating, investing, and rebuilding relationships, are starting over in another country, trust and due diligence matter. All right, y'all, it matters greatly. So let me come over here and get y'all comments, and then we're going to start. All right. Hey, brown skin. Hey, Celeste, how you doing? Hello, thank you. Yep, everything is alleged. All right, y'all. So the first thing I said I was going to do, High Life Without Limits, I said first thing I was going to do, I wanted to go back, right? Because I kept remembering Prince Ayoko said something. He was saying, ES was saying when they got into their argument, she was saying something like, you know, that people are always trying to destroy her or something like that. And he was saying, no, it is your character that is going to destroy you. And I see, and as you see, the things we're talking about now are what? Character. These are character issues. These are character. The Bridget, she's saying the same thing, which what her argument is, even ES is saying this. She feels like this woman, you know, used her up. She feels like ES used her. ES made a fool out of her and made her into like the center of attention and the clown. And we all even said that when we were watching the videos. Remember, we commented and we said how ES was trying to make herself look innocent and how she was trying to make Bridget look like the fool, like she was the one going around chasing men, but the men really wanted ES. This was how it was presented to us. And then, of course, Bridget is going to have a problem with that when she finally realizes that but this is what ES does. She can't share the attention with anyone. That's just not going to happen. It's just not. So let's see who else. T and K. Hey, T and K. Charlie. How you been, Charlie? All right. So what I said was, okay, after Ingrid shared her experience, I said, you know what? That's what Prince Ayoko was talking about. That's character. Ingrid is saying her character is flawed. This woman has a flawed character. And how I know she has a flawed character is because she presented a situation to me, something as serious as a domestic violence situation. And then when I'm so concerned about her, calling to check to see if she's okay after I've sent this money, her and the alleged perpetrator, which she alleged that Vinman had done it, that they were at the hotel together. How could that be? How could that be, people? And that's what Ingrid is like. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she had done this. And then how she tries to make it seem like there's some type of relationship between her and these women. That confuses me. And even Ingrid said that. Ingrid said the same thing, that she tried to make it seem like it was some type of relationship because she said something about her husband. You're acting like my husband. And then she said something about, we just met, Ingrid. And she's just saying, these things like this, they kind of caught her off because she's like, what do you mean? Why are you talking to me like that? And then one night she says, she tells her she's at home in bed alone. Vinman's not there. Why are you telling this to some other woman? But see, I told you there's people like this in this repack community. There are people like they they don't care about how you sexually identify. They will like Aunt Kathy said it, honey. She said they're gonna be whatever they need to be. All right. And that's what you got to remember. These people are desperate for money. And when you're desperate for money, you're going to be whatever you need to be. All right. Heavy pedal time. I didn't see you on here. How you doing? Hey, heavy pedal time. Yeah. So she's going to be whatever she needs to be. Because like I said, y'all, remember the lady Robin. The people who've been on here, they know. The people who go back all the way to COVID time. We know. All right, 2020. I cannot believe y'all that was 6 years ago. That is crazy to me. That seems like that was just yesterday. That's when YouTube, the repack community was going crazy. It was going nuts. It was just blowing up. And it was one thing after the next thing. But ES always made sure her things were huge. They were always huge. All right. So Auntie is saying, good day, Kiki. Good day, Auntie. Good day, Cayenne Works. How y'all doing? So this is where we find ourselves. So after Ingrid does her show, I'm thinking, okay, so how are we going to move on with this? Because it's so much information. And what ES does is she reinvents herself. And there's nothing wrong with that because I've reinvented myself so many times. But guess what? I don't change my name. I don't change my social security number. I don't change my identity. I change my profession. I reinvent myself by changing my profession and, by getting more education. I reinvent myself, but I don't reinvent who I am as a person, who I am, the essence of me, like my name, where you can't even find me. I don't do stuff. People who do, that's not reinventing yourself. That's changing your identity. And this is again, this is my opinion. All right. So when she goes from to Eat, Love, Migrate, because that's what she was going by that. People didn't even know who ES was until James told everybody ES. So some people knew. I'm not going to say everybody, because some people knew, but other people was calling her Eat, Love, Migrate. All right. So Eat, Love, Migrate. Then she goes to ES. After she everything break loose with Eat, Love, Migrate, she goes to ES. Well, I take that back. Sometimes in that transition, all right, from Eat, Love, Migrate, she goes to ES. And then she goes to DIY House and Farm. All right, DIY House and Farm get blown out the water. Character shows. Character comes out, because I'm going to have a temper tantrum because Vin Man is married, and I knew Vin Man was married. I knew Vin Man was married when I got married. I knew that. I knew this man had a wife and he had a family, but I thought my coupons would make him walk away from all of that. I thought being silly on my YouTube channel would make him walk away from all of that. But she was wrong. And now she wants to say it was culture. It was culture. Yeah, it was culture. But you thought your coupons could override the culture. That's what she thought. She thought these dollars from this, and all he did was stack the money, honey. That's all he did. Was stack the money she gave him her YouTube channel, Ancestral Juice. That's where all the stuff was, y'all, about the spirit stuff, about her pledging her allegiance to the shrines and her going to visit. We're going to talk about that next week. We're going to get into the witchcraft part because people don't even remember she said she was a witch. Somebody was on here last week talking about, did she really say she was a witch? So you really don't know? Y'all really don't know? So this is how they continue to do it. They keep changing their identities. And y'all don't realize this is, but then the video, you don't know what to look for. You see what I mean? You don't know who to look for when you do the videos because it's not going to come up with whatever she is now. I don't even know. Oh, Incredible Adventures TV. And that wasn't even her main channel. That wasn't even the main channel. She always has like 2 channels for some reason. I guess to make as much money as she possibly can, honey. Yeah, honey, them coupons don't expire. Yeah, honey, her coupons were expired. They was expired, and everybody saw the expiration date. It was like, You know that sound the register make when, I don't know if they do it. But when I was working as a cashier, honey, and you put that stuff in and it was wrong and it would spit it out and it give you that buzz sound, that's what they was doing. That's what she kept hearing. Vin Man rejected that deposit. Prince of Yoko rejected that deposit. But what was it? What was it? It's the things that Ingrid and Bridget said to us. It's the things Prince of Yoko said to us. Well, we don't know if these are Bridget's words. I'm not going to say these. Well, she said they was Bridget's words. She said Bridget said all that. She said Bridget wrote the message that we read, accusing her of the same thing everybody has accused her of. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to it. All right, so let's get to it. So let me show you. So people in this repack community, this is what makes them so vulnerable, y'all. Y'all got to remember that these people are looking for community love, partnership, family connections, and investment opportunities. All right. Unfortunately, whenever you have people who are vulnerable like that, who make emotional decisions, you can also have situations where trust may be taken advantage of. All right. And unfortunately, that's what's been going on. But that doesn't mean that every person is dishonest. Every person in this repack community is not dishonest. Like Ingrid is building this farm. All right. And y'all, she's been showing me videos. I'm going to put them on my YouTube community post. It's a beautiful farm. And it's going to be a place where you can go, where people can go and stay, can visit Kenya, can go and stay there. It's going to be very nice. A very nice place. And Ingrid is a very honest person. So everybody is not like that. She's someone is in the business, and y'all wouldn't even know until I told y'all. And she's on here all the time. But does she come on here and broadcast what she's doing? Nope. She may say a little bit about her farm, but she doesn't tell you what she's doing. That's how you know these are honest people. A dishonest person, no. They come to get every dollar they can whenever they can. That doesn't mean that every relationship is transactional, but most of them are. But you got to be careful, all right? Moving to another country always requires wisdom. All right, now the first video we're going to look at, we're going to check back, we're going to step back in time. Because one thing you got to remember, when I was all growing up, my grandma always told me that your reputation is all you have. All right? And if you mess up your reputation, it's going to be hard, if next to impossible, to clean that reputation up. That's why they would always say your name is all you have. So basically they were saying you better have good character. Because if you don't have good character, you're going to do bad things. And those bad things will follow no matter where you go, no matter how many times you change your name, no matter how many times you change the name of your YouTube channel, that bad character is going to follow you wherever you go. All right, that bad character will follow you wherever you go. So let's see what you're saying. Then man was trying to come to damn America in his Go Back to Africa voice. Trump blocked the paperwork. Did he? Well, he blocked the paperwork for everybody. So it don't matter. If you from West Africa, your paperwork blocked. It don't even matter. You can't come visit. You can't do nothing. I think you can come to school. I don't even know if you can do that. They might have blocked that too. I don't even know. I don't eat. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to go watch, let me get back to my script. My script. Okay, so this is what we're going to watch in this video. All right. First thing we're going to look at is Prince Ayoko's experience with ES. I found a good video. I found a good one. I found a real good one. This is an oldie but goodie. All right, let me show y'all this one. So this is Prince Ayoko's side of the story. Here's his version of what dealing with this woman is like. All right. So hold on. Let me go back and get it. Let me go to my script. My script, so I can pull it up. And you know whose channel this is? This is my girl. This is my girl, Delightful D, my inspiration. I hate she don't do videos anymore. But I understand. Take up too much of your time, honey. So let's look at this. Y'all ready? School's still open for travel, Kiki. Schools, what you mean? Oh, it is? Okay, he said you could still travel with school, but you can't travel with nothing else. Okay, thank you, Heavy Pedal Time. Auntie says ELM is what she has when I started watching her. She was ELM. Okay, she was ELM Migrate then. The spiritual stuff was a lot of mumbo jumbo that she sprouts like she was the supreme knowledge. Yep, but her behavior reprints. And yes, it did. And Vin Man revealed it, bellied that. I don't know what she's trying to say there. It basically it showed us that wasn't true. You see, spiritual people don't do that. A spiritual person would never have coochie coupons. They would not. Because they know that intimacy is a spiritual thing. When you're intimate with somebody, that's not just physical. That's your spirit connecting with their spirit. And you don't just do that with anybody, and you don't pay for things with that. So that whole spiritual thing is a lie. But I'm a witch. Yeah, they will, because it ain't the same. You know what I mean? It's used to like entrap people. It's like a succubus. You know, I'm going to use it to try to entrap you, to try to hook you, to try to get you to do what I want you to do. It's used like a commodity. It's like how she was using it. But it wasn't working. You know, it wasn't working. So you're right. You could see right after all that broke loose, that revealed, like he said, her true character. When you get under stress, your character, who you really are, your character comes out and your character shows. All right, so let's check out this first video. All right, and we're going to stop. But let me get y'all what y'all were supposed to be thinking about while we're watching this. All right. So while we're watching this, I want y'all to pay attention to this. What claims did he make? Okay, because we're going to look at what she said after that. Then we're going to look at the video about what happened. Because one of my things I say about ES is that she has a problem, and this is my opinion, with telling the truth. She has a big problem with telling the truth. Like this woman is on this video saying that she never lived in the village. We all know that's a lie. She must have meant I never lived in the city. She must have meant that. Now, I don't know where she lived in Tanzania, but I know in Ghana, she might have lived in the city for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, but her residence was in northern Ghana, and she was in the village. She was in Tamale with Prince Yoko, living there. He even showed us her room. So I don't know how, and then she's going to say, I was living on my husband's land. Yeah, you was living on your husband's land in the village. So people like that, you got to be careful with them, okay? Because they kind of twist the truth around. All right, so what evidence did he provide to show you, did they show you any evidence? And so is it a fact of what happened? Or are they interpreting things differently? Because ES wants us to believe it was just a matter of poor interpretation, that Vin Man was just her friend that she does business with, and it was nothing intimate, and that the prince is just jealous because she don't want to marry him. All right. And after watching it, do we have unanswered questions? All right, let me see if y'all said anything else. Blessings, everyone says. With all those shenanigans and not having any being and not having any being a single woman in Africa, in an African country, she is so lucky that she is not harmed, I know, by the harmed by any of the men she got involved with. Blessing, this lady is so right. This lady, because they don't play that stuff ES was doing, yelling at them, talking to them crazy. They don't play that. They don't play that stuff. So she's so right. She said, and how that woman disrespected him, and she disrespected the prince in front of his whole dang on family, in front of the whole dang on village, and that man didn't beat her to a pulp. She talking about he beat her up, but where was the marks? We didn't see not one mark. If he beating you like a man, you gonna have a busted lip, you gonna have some black eyes. You might have 2 black eyes. Your arms gonna be all bruised up from where he grabbing you and pulling you. But we ain't see none of that. We didn't see nothing. Except her saying, I'm sitting here on this. Yoko has just beat me up. Yoko has just put his hands on me. But we didn't see no evidence of that. And guess what? If he would have beat her up the way she said he would have beat her up, guess what? They wouldn't have done nothing about it, because you are disrespectful. You disrespected this man. Not only did she disrespect this man, y'all, she disrespected his family. She disrespected his ancestral land. This woman is so disrespectful. It's nothing but by grace this woman is still here. You're absolutely right. And still in her right mind. But look at her life, though. Look at her life. Because you know what my ancestors would do to you? Honey, they will destroy you from the inside out. So you're going to live. Oh, you're going to live. And you're going to live for a long time because they're going to destroy you slowly. It's going to be a slow burn. So that might be what she's going through. The slow burn, where they destroy you from the inside out. Because look how this character follows her wherever she goes. Wherever she goes. Oh, these videos have since been deleted. Yeah, there's no way she would get away with this. She knew who to do this to, though. She knew Prince Ayoko was not going to do it. These type of women know who to do this to. She know who to do this to. She know he wasn't going to do nothing. She know the family was going to be there to jump in between it, like the brother and then the wife. Because that's what Africans don't never let nobody stand around and fight. They don't do like we do, sit around. We didn't used to do that, honey. But these young people, they stand around and watch the fight. We didn't do that. So they don't do that. I've never seen Africans just stand around. Maybe the younger Africans now, but the ones, I know, they don't do that. That's not in their culture to stand around and watch violence and don't intervene to stop it. So she know that she ain't gonna get beat down but if it's an offense like what she do, man, bye. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. All right, so let's check this out. Let's check out this major. When I tell y'all this is a major disrespect. This is so disrespectful. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe this man even talked to her after that. And then your little boyfriend want to get smart with me while you laid up in my house for 2 years and paid nothing. She lived off of him for 2 years. And I said, oh my God. So what she does is she goes from person to person to person to person. She goes to each person. And you know what she does? She lives off of that person. That's what she does. She lives off of that person. So she lived off of him for 2 years. She lived off of him for 2 years till she couldn't live off of him anymore. All right, so let's go. Let's listen to this.
I was talking to her. You know what she said? She said, you are into different situations. I want to own some lands and everything. Do you have to own the lands just by influencing my mind for me to give out my lands to you for free?
Hey, you, it's DJ. I can't wait to get Bye.
You understand? If she saw I'm weak to her or whatever, look, I am myself, you understand, and I know what I'm doing. You see, when Queens is finished, if anyone comes from the from whatever part of the world, I know what I'm doing. You understand? I am telling you the truth. When you are repatriating to Africa, know where you are going, know how they live. The problem is just because last night, a guy who is called her trainer, came here and picked her. Instead of coming into this compound to pick her, the guy rather stand just around the cemetery to pick her up. And that was what got me upset. When you are going to a person to pick the person up and you respect the person, where do you go to pick the person up? Go to the person's house and pick her up. So anyone will know that you are the one who came and picked her up.
Okay, let me stop there. Now, this is the same thing that I was taught as a child. That when a man respects you, that man's going to come to your house to pick you up. There was no driving up to our house and blowing the horn and us running outside. No, no, no. You had to get out the car. You had to come in and ring the doorbell, come in the house, have a seat, introduce yourself. You had to have a conversation with my grandmother for a couple minutes. And then guess what else she was going to do after that? She was going to write your license plate number down too. Okay, so it was, so what he is saying is true. This is just basic human respect, human decency. And it's not even her house. It's his house. So you having another man. Now, again, we're talking about what, y'all? Character. Character. What does that say about a woman's character who would do something? Oh, here go my friend. O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Hey, what you been up to? Oh, to expose, you know. Oh, okay. Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. How you been, O'Shea? It's so good to see you. Rosie says, and thank you for the super chat. Hello, Rosie. Yep. Thank you, O'Shea. It's good to hear from you. What you say? You said, Celeste says, I think the break between Bridget and ES was because of a possible previous financial agreement. See, that's what, you know what, who said that? Ingrid. Ingrid said that. Ingrid said that's why she was probably so mad, because she said the woman probably, you know, expected her to pay some bills there. And, you know, ES agreed to pay these bills, and she was, you know, counting on her to pay these bills, and then she reneged on it. Ingrid said she believed it was something like that too. ES agreed to share renting Bridget's apartment. Bridget had probably, that's what, you know what, Celeste? That's exactly what Ingrid said. Do you think maybe she could be mentally ill? Well, she probably is, because, you know, she talks about her parents passing away, you know, and when your parents pass away, that's a lot. That messes with you. You know, that really messes with you. And it's not something that you know, like, you know how to do. You know, it's not something that you're prepared for and you know how to go through. You don't. You know, and the older you get, the more you think about them. It's not the opposite. It's the more you think about them, the more you long for those relationships. You know, so she's probably going through a lot. But the fact that she's not even with her kids, that's another thing. Her kids are grown now. Her kids are grown. She's not even with them. She doesn't. Then she said in one video, they weren't doing too well. The kids weren't doing too well, you know, and she wasn't going to fight the husband over the kids. So she pretty much just said, forget it. I'm leaving. You know, I'm done. Yeah, he can have them. He can do the best he can do. Now just think how the kids felt in that situation. Just think how they felt. He had women around the kids. That's even more of a reason for you to take the man to court. He got all these crazy women around my kids. Y'all, you know, it says a lot about somebody who does the things that ES has done. Okay. And do I think she's suffering from some? Yes, I believe. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But what do I think so? Maybe so. O'Shea says, yeah, it's about to go out. He's about to go out sad. Yeah, he's already going out sad. Oh, are you? Look, y'all, O'Shea is in Nairobi. Look at that. Kaya says, picked her up down the road like two. What? Like, what are y'all talking about? I'm gonna come out next week if you want me to. Yes, okay. Let me know. Just let me know. Let me know what to do. Text me. Okay? And tell me what to do. That's why ES had bedroom furniture made. It was supposed to be a long time. Oh, wow. Are you serious? So that's messed up then. That's why she was so mad and said the way she moved is foul. And it is the way she moved is foul. The way she moved is, what did she say? Shady, y'all? What did she say about the way she moved? He cared for her, but wasn't going against his culture. and family responsibility. Auntie says, if they were over as a couple, she would have informed the prince and left his compound. Thank you. Thank you. It wasn't over. It wasn't over because you're still living there. If it's over, no. If it's truly over, then you're going to move out. But again, this is the type of woman who lives off of people. She's not going, because this YouTube money ain't stable money like that, honey. You can't plan your life off of that. Hey, Steph said, how you doing? She says, I'm looking for more likes. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? All right, so let's finish it. Let's go back to this, y'all.
This is what brought the confusion. So this morning, she's still not having an understanding about it. Upon all that, I went and worked at her house and, just buried the differences about her because, her energy is lower than my energy. Very, very lower. You understand? For safety reasons. I don't know the guy.
Now, did y'all pick up on
when
that?
I was talking to the guy,
did y'all pick up on what he said? Her energy is much lower than my energy. And he can tell that. He can tell, and you can tell that because of the way he talks, for one. You see how he's angry. He's really angry. But you see how calm he's talking? Calm he's talking to us? Yeah. That's his energy. But when he gets with her, I bet that energy changed because I bet, let's finish.
You know what he said? He said, you can't control ES. ES is an adult. After all, you did not introduce ES to me, so she can live with me, whatever she wants. And I said, okay, no problem. I understand that part. But what if there's a problem? Do I know where to locate you? And he was quiet. He was quiet. This is not a matter of jealousy. Listen, there are beautiful women out here. You see, I have an American wife.
Yeah, he does.
I did not hit ES. That's why I asked those who were here. And
he has an American wife and he has another wife there. So he wanted to be with ES because he truly liked her. He thought she was interesting until he saw, this is who you are. Wow.
I confess, I did not hit her. So whatever she told you, I am telling you, I swear my ancestors, and I swear I swear the Almighty God, that if I hit ES, I shouldn't get till daybreak. You understand? I should not get from now till daybreak. I should die. You understand? This is simple. So now, what she wants, she did not get it, and she's upset. Are you the only woman that I will have? After all, we are not into a relationship for almost about 4 or 5 months now, or like close to 4 months now. So what are you telling me?
They haven't been in a relationship.
I'm helping you
for about 4 or 5 months, but you're still living in this man's house. So you haven't been intimate with this man for about 4 or 5 months. Okay. So this man had feelings for her because he didn't make her leave. Most of them gonna make you leave, especially when your ancestors tell you can't marry her. They usually tell you to get her out the house because there's a reason why. Usually because she got a bad vibe on her and they don't want that mixed in their bloodline. They don't want that. So that's why when she talking about she didn't want to marry him, that's a lie, honey. His ancestors, they did a reading to see if it was okay for him to marry her. And the ancestors came back and said, no, nada. It ain't happening here. That's what happened 4 or 5 months ago because she wanted to marry him, but she could not. So she realized, I'm not going to get this land. I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to be entitled to nothing. So let me try to move on to the next person. So she must have heard Ben Man's daddy got some land.
You're my sister. You live in our compound.
Now, how is she going to be your sister after she was your lover?
So now what is it?
That don't make sense.
What do you want me to do for you again? After hosting you for 2 years, almost 2 years in my house, because it's almost 2 years. What do I have to do for you again as a woman? As a guest, as a family member? Because now she's like more like a family member. What do I have to do for you again? You are telling me to stop. She is on a live stream talking about me, which you don't know, which you support. This is what I'm saying. You understand? This is what I'm saying. You don't know the part of my story. You don't believe it. And You don't believe the part of her story. I don't care. I don't care. Look, I'm a stand-alone man. When you support what I'm doing and when you help me and I help you, you understand? Together we can. But when you see me to be any person that you have to use for your selfish gains, forget about it. Just forget about it. Everything has got an end. So this could be the end of the journey.
He felt like she was trying to use him for her own selfish gain. What did Ingrid feel like? She was trying to use her for her own selfish gain. What did Bridget feel like from what we can analyze from the videos, her text messages? She was trying to use her for her own selfish gain. And she did. She did. And left Bridget just high and dry and looking stupid like she's some desperado.
Jenny, for me and her. You understand? Today, the work that they did. Come now. I'm calling Brother Kuble to come. Zone in number shy yes, son. Will you No, will you just ask? I paid for it with my money. I paid for it with my money. Whatever I went there and did whatever we did at her project today, I paid for it with my money. So now what is it? I'm not boasting. This is the kind of support that we need as family. This is the kind of support that we need as a brother and a sister, as a black man and a black woman, as a black man and a black man. So now what is the point?
So what he doesn't understand is that once you sleep with someone, that whole thing of, it was like, you can't be friends. RL, and I forgot her name, made a song, Deborah, I think that was her name. That might not be how you say it, but there was a song about that. You can't be friends. You can't go back. Once you've been lovers, you can't go back and be just simple friends. That's awkward. Okay. Especially if you still like each other. And especially the only reason you're not together is because your ancestors said no. So that's a whole different situation. So he should have cut it off and just been done with her. Just, you got to go. Because if they said no for a reason. A reason. And he should have just walked away and cleanly and just left a clean slate and moved on.
With your head. That is weak. Sorry, I'm not insulting you, but I'm telling you. I'm not stopping anything. Look, I don't depend on YouTube. You understand? But whatever I've shared on YouTube, take it serious. Else, you know what?
But she does. See, that's the difference. She depends on, unfortunately, she depends on YouTube. All right. She truly depends on YouTube, but her shenanigans have messed her up. Her antics have messed her up. People have lost faith in her. People have lost trust in her. So people don't watch her anymore. They watch her, but not like they used to. Not like they used to. So she's in a situation now where she got to do whatever she got to do. So she got to go and sleep in different people's houses. She doesn't have money like that for real to pay rent. She doesn't, because pay rent and eating is expensive in Africa. Okay. So she can't do that like that. She's trying to have these 2 channels to make money, but it's making a little money, but not enough where she could just live like that. That's why she has to live off of people. So now she's looking for another play because she know, like she said, I can't get nothing out of him. That's clear. They're not going to let me do divinations in his village. No, because women don't do them. So they're not going to let me be the chief of that. They're not going to let me be the chief of nothing because women aren't chiefs in that village. So I can't be the chief of nothing. And I can't marry him. So I'm not going to get no land from him. I'm not getting nothing. So I might as well just move on to the next. See what I can get from the next dude.
A big problem to you. You understand? I'm going to wait for her to come and take the rest of her belongings, which is here. And, everything will be packed here because I don't deal with disrespectful people. I don't deal with disrespectful people. You understand? I'm not talking to her. I have talked to her enough. Look, you see this refrigerator that she's using. I paid half of the money for her to buy it. And you see this air conditioner that she's using, which is over there. I paid half of the money. If she comes to take all of it, I don't care. That is life. That is life. I don't depend on money. You understand? I don't depend on money. But I'm not gonna bring her down completely. But I just want you to know that ES is a scammer. She is a scammer because if she did not get on her way, then she decided to change on a different way. You see, first of all, she got in a relationship with Chief Amachi. She got in a relationship with Chief Montana. She got in a relationship with her first husband, and now she is into me. She think like I'm like those people. I'm not those kind of people. You understand? You can't do that to me. No, like she's only fooling herself.
So
You understand?
basically, he feels like she tries to use people, men, to get what she wants. She feel like, and it didn't work with Chief Amechi. No, it didn't work with Chief Montana. No, I don't know about her husband, but that's no, that didn't work. Then she go to this man trying to do the same thing with Ayoko. Ayoko, like, I don't know what you think that whip appeal ain't whipping nothing on me where I'm gonna sign over my land to you. I'm not doing that. Why should he think you mad because I won't let you get in my head to the point where I'm going to sign my land over to you. I'm not doing that. And then when she realized she can't do that, then what happens? Then she goes to another one who got land. So let me see if I can put the whip appeal on him. Cash in some of these coochie coupons. See if they'll work over there at the Vin man's place. Let's go see now.
Do that to me. Look at what I've did for her, physically, mentally, and financially. Just look at what I did for her. When she is living here, I told her when she first arrived here, even before she arrived here, I told her, for the house, it's our house. I don't have to make now. I told her, for the rooms that you're living in, you're not paying anything for the rooms. But I don't own the water. I don't own the electricity. That is the only thing that you pay. ES can give me water and electricity.
She was living off of him for free for almost 2 years. For free. Water and electricity. And look how she paid the water and electricity. Listen to this.
Within a month, and it will take her like within the next 2 months to give me money again. I don't care. Like, if the Almighty God and the ancestors has granted me the wisdom to do that, I don't care. You see, you were searching for the bare facts, and now this is the bare facts. This is the bare facts. What I'm telling you is that, look, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. This is a lesson to all of us. This is a lesson to all of us. Look, I cooked for her. I make breakfast for her. I cook lunch for her, and I cook dinner for her. But upon all of this generosity and kindness, just look at what is happening. So she was threatening me to kill me tonight, not knowing what I have. Do you know what protects me? Do you know what keeps me to be out of, your danger? You don't know. When I say she's a scam, when I reveal that to you, the next morning, the U.S. security will come after her here. It is about legal problems,
and you know
which
what?
I'm not sharing.
You would not believe how many people have told me, maybe 3 people who've written me about her have told me the same thing, that she's wanted in the United States. She has legal problems in the United States, but they never elaborate on what they are. So that's truly alleged, because I never got any proof. I never got anything other than people saying that. But he's not the first person to say that.
You understand? I'm not destroying my Ghana. I'm not destroying my Northern Ghana. If you come to Northern Ghana, look, we are already who we are before you are coming. So when you said you destroy Ghana, it is up to you. Ghana, do you know the real meaning of Ghana? God has appointed Nkrumah already. God has appointed Nkrumah already. That is what Ghana means. God has appointed Nkrumah already. Ghana. God has appointed Nkrumah already. That is how we defined Ghana, because he was the one who founded our independence for us. When I went in live tonight, I talked to you about everything about her. And you know what? She begged me. That's why I refused to answer all these questions, because I want to help her to build herself up. But I'm monitoring her. But right after I did this and I come to her to let her know that I've did it, she tried to disrespect me. And that's what made me upset the most. As a prince from a royal family, she can't do this to me. It is said that the American mindset has, spoiled the African shrine. I talked to a brother tonight in the US, and he told me that even your own son, your own daughter, who comes from your penis, who comes from your womb, when they try to disobey you, kick them out of your house. That is how we live here in the US. But that is very sad. It's very sad because of attitude. It's very sad because of attitude. You understand? It's very sad because of attitude. This is very sad. Look at how I have defended her. The unapologetic Negropean has come out to destroy her, to spoil her, and to do anything with her. And I look at it, and I look at the other people that he was doing this to, especially women. I said no to that. You understand? But right now, I can clearly understand what is happening. You understand? And I still don't render my apologies to the unapologetic
He said I'm still
Negropean, because
apologizing to him.
it is not only ES that she attacked, but now I can see everything clear. And I can see everything that is going on. You understand? So if you take me as a bad guy, as a good guy, or you unsubscribe to my channel or not, or whatever, look, I don't hate the black race. I'm building people up depending on whatever I share on the internet. Okay? So
all right. So that was how the prince described his interactions with who was she then, y'all? She was ES then. So her channel was it Eat Love? Oh, that's her channel. That was Eat Love Migrate. Her channel was Eat Love Migrate then. All right. That was how he described why he considered her a scammer. So it's not me saying she's a scammer. People who had interactions with her have accused her of scamming. So that's where y'all getting it twisted. I'm not saying anything. I'm just the messenger. All right. I'm just delivering the message. That's all I'm doing. All right. So let's go get these comments. See what y'all saying. Yep. That's when it started. This is when it started. Now we're going to get to her response to this. All right. Rosie saying hi to Steph. Steph says he wasn't accustomed to transactional females. Not on that magnitude. Like it's usually a transaction. Like I'm going to be with you and you're going to take care of me. That's usually the transaction. I'm going to be your wife and respect you. I'll do my stuff where I'm supposed to do at home. And then you do your stuff. You take care of the home. That's the transaction. But her transactions is just ridiculous. Hers is just something no man, no decent man would be ready for. That you use your private parts to pay your debts off. Wow. Rosie says, ES is just awful, disrespectful. She is a horrible mother too. Yeah, she really is. Her comments about her own kids is just, and then she says it bothers her when, she talk about her kid. I guess so, because you didn't do, in my humble opinion, I don't think she did what she was supposed to do, and I should take that back. I'm going to take that back because I don't know. Different people's situations are different, but I would hope that if I wouldn't be in that situation. And I would hope if I was in that situation, I would have fought for my kids a little bit more. I don't know. Everybody's situation is a little bit different, but, I just don't think I would just be like how she is now. Like, well, you think you could do better, then go ahead and take them. And now that they're, things didn't work out so well, then, that's what you get. ES is getting Bonsu Village funds from YouTube. I don't know how she's getting money from him to build the village. From him to build the village. What do you mean she's getting funds from Bonsu Village from YouTube? How does that work? I didn't know she was getting money from him to build the village. That doesn't make sense though. Because when we saw the last thing of Bonsu Village, it was tore up. Remember, y'all? It was tore down. No King says there are no victims with that dynamic. They all knew what they were getting into. Good point. She keeps playing around with those African country. Yes, go home, MTP says. Hey, Agent 007, how you been? Kiki, ES' first husband was a polygamist. I believe he was an Israelite. You know who said that? What's his name? UN said that. He said he thought he was an Israelite. Oh, so that's what. So she probably okay. So maybe that's why she didn't want to be with him then, because she said her complaint was he kept bringing all these strange women around. But Israelites they are polygamists, so she knew about the polygamy stuff. And you see, she keeps going with these men who she knows are polygamists. She keeps thinking that these coupons will make them, walk away, and it don't work like that, honey. They got to walk away because if they walk away, they're going to walk away because they want to, not because you're throwing coupons their way. Everybody, Steph says, welcome to another Kiki Loves Nigeria Live. Hey, y'all, we're glad you're here. If y'all would do us a little bit of favor, would y'all like the video, would y'all comment, and would y'all please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Some people have been subscribing, and thank you 100 times. Thank you, so we can get our numbers up. Let's see. Charlie says they would have stopped ES at the airport if she had bodies. She probably running from a misdemeanor. Oh yeah, you're right. At the other airports. Okay, good point, Charlie. Rosie says, please put the like button there. There's really 123 people on here. Oh, come on, y'all. I know y'all liking the video, because we ain't seen this video in 6 years. I know y'all like, where'd she find that at? I told y'all, on Delightful D's channel. All right, so let's check out this other one. So that was his, his experience with her. And, he ain't pulling no punches. He ain't lying. Well, let's see. I don't think he's lying. Let me say that in a more open way. I don't think he's lying. I think he's telling the truth. I think he's sharing his experience of what it was like being in a relationship with her. I think he feels like he got scammed because he did not want to be with her. And that's when she became upset and did what she did. She started looking for somebody else. So let's look at, now we're gonna, oh, hold on, y'all. Now we're gonna look at her version of what happened. Hold on, let me make it smaller. Now again, all these videos have been deleted. Okay, so hold on, let me get this up here. Okay, so let's check out this one. This is her response. This is what she said happened. Because remember, people don't even know this happened. Her new people don't even know, probably even know this happened.
Physically to beat me.
Oh, hold on, let me go back.
Beating me like a man would beat a man.
But remember,
this man has physically attacked me, physically to beat me. Beating me like a man would beat a man.
Again, this is Delightful D, okay, y'all?
Yoko has attacked me. He's thrown his cell phone at my face. Of course, I lashed back because it's a natural I guess, reaction to when someone's abusing you. He not only did it in the house, attacking me out of my sleep while he was giving his apology. After he's giving his apology to you guys, that fake ass apology that you guys ate up, while I was patiently laying down in my bed, trying to recuperate. So
what cracks me up is her passive aggressiveness. It's so hilarious because she just starts cussing everybody out. And while she's playing this victim, she's making sure she's shaming the people who's watching her. She's making sure she's trying to shame everybody but the person who should be ashamed of their behavior. Because remember, this was about him confronting her about her going out and leaving his house in the middle of the night, not telling him nothing. And, with this man who don't even know him, know her, they don't know him, about him, her basically disrespecting his house. And this was what this was about, this big mess.
I could leave today while you guys are praising him. Yeah? You guys are so naive. Nobody speaks up. Just like here, I was packing my things up. These little boys, everybody watched me pack my things up. Because everybody believes what he says. When I tell you that I just saw the devil, I couldn't believe it. He liked to get that rise out of me. I've never been in a domestic violence relationship, ever. Me and Ayoko aren't even here, together in a relationship. We broke up almost 4 or 5 months ago. But he's been trying to hold on and make me do something that I don't want to do. Because I knew that there was something not right. You see? But you guys over there praising him, giving him acknowledgement, loving all of his kind words when this man has physically abused me. I ain't even received nothing like that in the States. I ain't ever had no man put hands on me twice in the same night while he's over there lying to you guys. Greetings, brothers and sisters. All praises to you around the world, diaspora, Black Africans. You all fell for the kidoke. Notice I didn't come on there. I didn't say nothing because I was recuperating from all of the drama from last night that you guys were eating up then. I never saw so many gullible people in all of my life. I never seen so many weak people in all of my life. And you guys can dislike me all you want. All I do is sit back and watch and I listen.
So she called y'all. They're so scared. So for y'all listening to him and, considering his side of the story, y'all, she's considering y'all gullible and she's considering y'all weak. Okay. So y'all remember that. This is actually this is her character. She's presenting it to y'all. I'm just showing it to y'all and commenting. That's all I'm doing.
Who's gonna pay my bill? We want him to like me. All these hood rats trying to get over here, talking about he didn't pay for not a cent of that project. He helped.
How does she know hood rats are trying to get over there?
Unfortunately, he somehow wrapped his mind around that's his project. It's our project, everyone in the community that helped, but I paid for it. So therefore it makes it mine. It's in my name, you see? This man has physically attacked me, physically to beat me, beating me like a man would beat a man. And all these men and women around here did absolutely.
First she says it's our project, then she go back and say it's my project. See? That's how you know there's lies being told.
At me physically to beat me. His project. It's our project, everyone.
It's our project.
It's our project, everyone.
It's our project. But you see what I mean? You have to listen closely to what these people say, y'all.
In the community that helped, but I paid for it. So therefore it makes it mine. It's in my name, you see? This man has physically attacked me, physically to beat me, beating me like a man would beat a man. And all these men and women around here did absolutely nothing. So what is this for Bantu microvillage? At this point, it is in straight up limbo. When I saw the wickedness in his eyes tonight, when he saw me screaming at the top of my lungs in anger at just the stupidity of everybody that sat here and did nothing, he laughed and he recorded me screaming to show the world me. Look at the real ES. Yeah, this is the real me. I'm quiet. I chill out. I watch. I listen. And next thing you know, we got this bullshit. I never thought in a million years that Ayoko would ever put his hands on me. We ain't even been together physically like that to have that much passion and hate towards me.
What does that mean? We haven't even been together like that. What does that mean? we've been to, what does that mean? We halfway been together? For 2 years, y'all ain't been together. Girl, come on. We're not. Do you think we're believing that right now? We're not believing that right now. No, we don't believe. We didn't believe that then, and we don't believe that now, ma'am.
Because I chose to do some business in other regions, like help other people get on, because I met new.
Okay, remember that. I'm going to show you who the other people. She said the prince is mad because she got jealous because she was helping other people get on. She was helping other people do business. So that's what the prince is mad at. Okay, remember, not that this strange man came to the house, disrespected his house to pick her up in the middle of the night. Not that. No. And didn't say nothing to him, didn't say greet them, nothing, totally disrespected his house. No, he's mad because she has new business partners. That's what he's mad at.
Friends, I meet new friends and we talk about business. We want to grow, we want to develop. He got jealous of that. What else could it possibly be? I'm a grown adult who left for 2 hours last night and he.
But look at her face, y'all. She said Vin Man beat her. She said Prince Yoko beat her like a man. Where? I don't see any I don't see any marks on her face whatsoever. Her eyes are not swollen, her lips are not swollen, her nose is not swollen. I don't see blood. I don't even see her hair pulled out of place.
Flipped. That is what happened. So this is the real situation. This motherfucker fucked up everything for all of us.
Listen.
I've been working my ass off, and this motherfucker and his weakness fucked it up for all of us.
That's what she really is.
How can I go there? How can I rest there?
So when she get mad at you, this is how she gonna talk to you. All right? Because if she talking to us like this, wow. Can you imagine what she say when the camera ain't on?
So this is the real situation. This motherfucker fucked up everything for all of us. Wow. I've been working my ass off, and this motherfucker and his weakness fucked it up for all of us. How can I go there? How can I rest there? How? This motherfucker put his hands on me. I never seen no weak shit. Now I know how weak that is for a man to attack a woman. This shit is.
But where's the evidence? She said the same thing about Vin Man. She told Ingrid the same thing. Vin Man attacked her. Remember that? She was on the phone crying, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I'm on my way to the airport, Ingrid. I'm on my way now. I'm leaving now. Y'all remember that? Same thing. Vin Man was doing this to her. She had to get away. Vin Man was trying to beat her up. Vin Man was doing this. Had Ingrid a nervous wreck. Same story. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
Wild. It's wild. Now that I'm on the other side of it, it is the weakest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I don't give a fuck who's waking up to hear this shit because It's not right. He talks about all these American people, they're so wicked and they doing all this shit. I ain't never experienced no American man putting his hands on me. I've never experienced no man putting their hands on me. Like, damn. Like, damn, you that in love that you gotta hurt me like that? That's not love. There's nothing love about physically abusing somebody.
She never showed us the abuse marks. And again, y'all heard the tape. She's on the tape crying. She got to get away from Vin Man. Same situation. Same situation. People start sending money.
Waking them up after you finish apologizing to the world, but you ain't apologized to me.
Her scar's still on her head.
When I don't entertain that shit, when I see through it, he just got enraged. Because I'm like, you do realize you just put all this shit in the hands of my enemies, people that who dislike me for various reasons. You went and you just showed them all of your hands, right? So this is how I'm talking to him. You went and showed them all of your hands. They recording your shit like, what the fuck you think this is? I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I know you don't do this shit. You don't do this.
Wow.
So I'm like trying to like reason with him.
So if you've been on YouTube for 10 years, then she should know she shouldn't do this. This is this is how she's gonna talk to you 10 times worse than this when the camera is off. Okay. So, but you see, when she's performing, like when she was performing with Bridget That was a performance because she wanted to get Bridget on the tape. She wanted Bridget to go off. She wanted Bridget to go off so she would have Bridget on tape going off so she could look like the victim because she knew she was recording. But she didn't want to show you this. No. She saves this for later. She was still performing. This is no performance. This is who she really is when she realized the plan just blew up in my face.
You have to talk. Like you don't listen. Like I'm trying to explain it. He's still talking over. Talk. Never listen to nobody. He's the almighty, all wise. He's so successful. You know, that's how he treats people. You know, like he's just much more successful than everybody. And it's very difficult because we were supposed to be friends. Like,
and you know what? That's because he's from the royal family. That's what the royal family does. And that's why he said in the beginning, you have to understand where you're coming from. You have to understand where you're going and you have to understand that place. She didn't understand his role there. She didn't understand that the royal family, yeah, that's what they do. They're going to talk. They're going to brag about their family. They're going to talk about their family forever. That's who that's what they do. That's just part of African culture. That's what they do. They're going to brag on their family. Yeah. So that's what they do. So she didn't understand that and she had a problem with that.
Good friends. But he, I don't know, became a little too possessive. And I'm sorry, that's not where I'm going in life. Possession and holding shit like that is not good. It's not good for the spirit. It's not good for the soul. You know, there has to be levels of freedom. He was upset because I chose to go do something else on New Year's Eve. That's how this all started.
So she said there has to be levels of freedom. Levels of freedom. Well, when you're living in somebody's house, it's just like even with the Airbnb, honey. There's levels of freedom, but you still got to do what them people tell you to do in their house, okay? When you living in somebody's house, the level of freedom goes as far as those people say your level of freedom goes. Okay, if those people say you need to be in their house at 9 o'clock, you need to be in their house at 9 o'clock. That's their house. If you don't like the rules in their house, what do grown people do? Grown people leave. But see, grown people don't live with other people like that. Grown people take care of themselves. Grown women don't go from this man's house to that man's house to this man's house to that man's house. No, they're not doing that. And walking away from their kids, they're not doing that. She could have went to court. Especially she said this man wasn't hitting her. So if he wasn't hitting you, then you couldn't deal with seeing him with another woman. Why? Who cares? If you're done, who cares? So you said you didn't want your kids to be around other women. Well, what do you think happened when you weren't there? You think they stopped being around other women? Or so you just said, forget it. I'm not going to think about it no more. Let me get y'all comments. I'm sorry. I remember this live in real time. She was lying big time. Yeah, she is. Because y'all know, if somebody hits you, you're going to be like, I got a bruise here. I got a bruise here. I got a bruise. Look, y'all. Look, he hit me here in my eye. Y'all see that? Y'all see what he did to my face? Y'all see that, right? Y'all see? Yeah. Oops, shoot. Y'all see? I'm pointing to the camera like the dang on camera. Y'all see my arm, right? Y'all see my arm. Y'all see my leg. He hit me on my leg, y'all. Y'all see he scratched me. Y'all see that, right? We don't see none of that. We just hear these allegations. That's all we hear. And it's been how many years, y'all? 6 years now? This was, what's his name? UN said December 2020. This is July 2026. We haven't seen any pictures of any abuse yet. And why? And if he would have beat you like a man, why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you go to the police? They might not have arrested him, but they would have went and talked to him. Why didn't you do that? If it was so bad, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you go talk to the elders in that community? Why didn't you talk to the brother who was there that was pushing you back. What is her age range? How old y'all? I don't know. I think she's right. I don't know. Might be in her 50s, I think. She torn between the king and the prince. Honey, she torn between somebody. Hey, Lizzie, Charlie said. Thanks for the likes, y'all. T and K, Happy Pedal Time, she says, I don't think we know her age. No, I believe it's mid-50s to close to 60. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I think so too. And Auntie says, he's hurt. She's hurt. Ooh, hold on, y'all. I got a call. She's hurt, angry, and somewhat confused. I believed her. I remember her saying long before Prince, her husband, had abused her. Okay, now maybe it was the relationships, okay? But if you dealing with Israelites, a lot of them practice polygamy. So you know that. You see what I mean? So it's like I don't understand what's going on here. When you put yourself in these polygamy situations and then you don't want them to be polygamous, then you got a problem with them being polygamous. What? That's controlling, because I want to control you. You're the one who wants to control, because you know going heads up what you're getting into. Unless they come and tell you, hey, I ain't trying to practice no polygamy. I don't want to do that. Just ask them, they'll tell you. Okay, I don't want to do it. I'm not into that. I seen what happened when I was little. I ain't doing that. Or you got some who like it, just ask them. They're not going to lie to you about it. But so the fact that they stayed married to these women, and Prince Ayoko had 2 wives, she would have been the 3rd one. And Vin Man, I don't know if he had 1 or 2, but we dang on sure know he had 1 with some kids. We know that for a fact. Well, I shouldn't say that. We don't have pictures to prove it, but we have high speculation. Okay. So, it's just, you enter into these polygamous situations. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. How am I going to get mad when you're a polygamist? And I know you're a polygamist. I know you are. I know it. I see it. You're not talking about getting rid of your wife. You ain't talking about divorcing your wife. You ain't talking about none of that. So I know you are a polygamist. So I marry you. I get involved with you. And then I have a problem with you being a polygamist. Make that make sense? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Oh, wait a minute. Lizzie says, this is what annoyed me. She's the one that set up the light and camera for the guy to talk to her audience. So we were not to hear this side of things. Right. That's what I'm saying. How does it even make sense, y'all? It doesn't. It doesn't. This whole thing was wild. And then she went on with Vin Man, and she started selling Vin Man as a commodity. Remember, he was on African Power. Oh God, he would be on there just practically naked with this little. What did he have on, y'all? Was it pants or shorts? I don't even know. Cooking on a dang on rock, because she needed to come up, because after this nobody was listening to her. This is how I felt at. Wait a minute. This is Charlie says, this is how she felt at that time. But she knew Vin Man was watching this, so she had to make the prince look like a goof. Yep. I'm glad to see her land on her feet, Liz said, with Vin Man. But that's when my interest in her content began to wane. Why, Liz? But I don't think she landed on her feet. I don't think that was a land on your feet. That was a sneaky move. She do sneaky. What did the Bridget say, y'all? She lived what? Shady? Did she say shady or what? She lived foul? What kind of life did she say she lived? She said she moved shady, or she moved some kind of way. And that's what she do. She has a shady character. You can't trust shady people, because shady people are out for who? Themselves. That's why they shady, honey. Because you don't never know what they out up to, but you better believe one thing, they up for what? Themselves. Okay. She's angry that her true nature was revealed. She wasn't in control of how we saw her. And Auntie's right. Because see, she couldn't charm y'all no more. Like we saw who she was. And she was angry. She was so angry because the mask was off. The mask was off. And y'all saw it. So y'all get cursed straight out because y'all saw the mask was off. Who could be spending time, Lisa says, he could be spending time, Lisa says, with his other wives. I don't think he would give her this time of day for this nonsense. Who are you talking about, the prince or Ben Man? Byron Brown says, if anything an African man hates is a woman. Yep. See? He right. That's what I'm saying. And she doing this on TV? No. He's right. Ain't no decent African man gonna talk to her. So Ben Man was in it to win it from the beginning, because ain't no decent African man gonna talk to you and you talking like that? Oh, Lord. I forgot about that, Byron. Honey, that part. And you doing it in public. Oh, no. No. He's so right. He's so right. Auntie says his high spiritual woman dropping bombs like that, like a pro. See what I'm saying? And spiritual people, they're not. That's why he said she's much lower. Her spirit is lower than me. You see how low for you to curse people out. Think about it now, y'all. Think about how low, how angry you have to be when you get to the point where you cursing people out, when you talking like that. That means you're at the bottom. That's your lowest level. You see the difference, and you see how you feel when you get down there, because you got to lower yourself to go down there. But people like her, they don't have to lower themselves. They live down there. So they don't have to lower themselves at all. That's why they jump into that character so freely, honey, and let it flow like running water and feel no shame. She felt no shame. F-bomb after MF bomb after MF bomb. Lisa says she seems the type that might do the abusing to the men. The men would be trying to, what's that? Get themselves away from her clutches. I couldn't see that, but I know that. Something, y'all. Liz says we wouldn't have known who he was if he wasn't for her. So getting mad at us, her audience, is fruitless. Exactly. Charlie says, not saying they weren't beating her, but how much of it was she attracting? A man still got to control some of that but it's hard when you dealing with a woman like this. Mama said, be careful. Liz says, well, we know what you meant. Stand there. Hey, stand there. That's Ingrid, y'all. Okay. Miss Matador says, I believe she and Ben Man are still together and that she and Bridget are still friends. I believe she's banking literally on YouTube stats. The viewers prefer dark. Oh, I don't think so. No. It's too much emotion. Bridget is not going to be that video, Bridget was in pain. You see what I mean? That's not acting. If she was acting, Bridget deserves an award. You know, and her pictures of her when she talks about, her and Ben Man's relationship being over, no. You could tell in her eyes she's hurt because of that. She's hurt. She really thought that, that whole YouTube stuff, YouTube fame, she really thought that was going to make a difference. She thought that was going to make Vin Man really, want to be that life with her and walk away from his village life and all of his cultural responsibilities. And it just doesn't work like that. And he's at that age where he has to step into those responsibilities. Like they have things they're supposed to be doing at certain ages. Like he can't be active in his community and be playing games on YouTube. You see what I mean? He just can't be doing that. And they look at social media as like kids stuff. Like kids play with YouTube. They don't look at it the way we look at social media. So no, I don't agree with that. Gonna be pushing late 40s. King says she got to be pushing her late 40s. Agent 007 says I would say she's in her 50s or her 60s. Talk Heavy says I remember when ES said that her medicine was stronger than Prince Ayoko's, and if she was higher up than him. But we can tell that's not true because look at her and look at him. He finished the Queen's, what is it called? The Queen something. He finished that. He had guests and everything. I haven't followed up in a while, but he had guests and everything. Then he had, he's got, his farm is doing good. He has animals now. He's doing really well. But look at her. One disaster after the next disaster. And it's the same disaster. She keeps repeating the same disaster. It doesn't change. The faces change, but the disaster doesn't change. Yeah, she's sneaky. Stand there says. What is this? Hold on. We got a lot more women in Africa. Therefore, to keep the family structure going strong, our traditions and cultures encourage polygamy in families. Okay. But they encourage polygamy. Okay, thank you. Unk alert. What does that mean, y'all? But you know what? But in all fairness, you have to be fair and say all of them don't participate in it. All of the African men do not participate in this. Am I supposed to hit something, y'all? I don't even know. This says there's 444 jewels and there's a gift. And I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know how to do it. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. That was really sweet. Here it is, y'all. That's a gift. Thank you so much, Frederick. Lisa says, talking about the prince. Talk Heavy said she paid him in coochie coupons. I could never talk like that in the U.S., let alone in another country on their property. Shake honey. Not only could I not talk like that, could I ever say that in the U.S. or in Africa? And then, like you said, I'm standing in his house after I done been out with another man, and I'm mad because they won't let you marry me and you won't give me your land anyway. Rose says, please, y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe. All right, y'all. Viewers send her money whenever she breaks up with a man. Exactly. They support her. Then she turns to the women to support her. Okay. So see, after she gets with the man, when they break up, because most of her viewers are women, she turns to them to support her. All right. And these are usually independent women who want to be on their own, who believe in what she's pretending to put forward to them. And this is what she does. Then she uses them to sustain her lifestyle. And do y'all know that Airbnb she was in, where the train was in the back? Do you know she wasn't paying for that one either? That was one of her subscribers who let her stay there. So she just go from place to place to place to place. I think the only place she might have paid for, if it's true, is the little bitty, that little room she got. She called it a studio, honey. It looked like a broom closet. I couldn't even stay in that room. I could not, honey. I could not. I would lose my mind. It looked like a little broom closet. Viewers, yep. Truth told, Frederick says, I'm convinced she got a degree in playology, Dr. E.S. You silly. You are, hey, y'all, what is these jewels things? Here goes some more. Celeste says, yes, Bridget, she was hurt. That's why I don't think that was fake, y'all. No. Nah, we're gonna look at Bridget's story next week. I told y'all. I'm trying to get Bridget to come on here. If y'all know Bridget, tell Bridget, come on here, please. Tell her, please, please, please come on here. Because we knew it. We knew what she was doing, Bridget. We wasn't fooled, okay? Her little followers might have been fooled, but we wasn't fooled, okay? We knew she was gonna play you like that because she gotta play you like that because she need all the attention. She's the attention hog. She's the pick me in the room, okay? Yes, Bridget was really, yeah, she was really hurt. She was struck with the increased rent and no second renter. See, that's what I mean. And Ingrid said the same thing. Okay, this one is 550 jewels. Thank you. Let my people grow. Yeah, what are these? I wish I could see them. Oh, I bet they're pretty though. This one is 250 jewels. Look at this one, y'all. This one is 250 jewels. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. Okay, Talk Heavy says she wanted us to believe that she couldn't marry him because her ancestors were higher than him or something like that. Girl, stop it. Please, no, don't say it. Don't tell me that. No, he went to the oracle. Like before they do stuff like that, they have to consult the oracle. He consulted and he don't even do it. It's like his grandparents or whoever the elders are, they go consult the oracle. And they consult the oracle, and the oracle will come back and say yes, or the oracle will say no. Yes or no. And sometimes the oracle will give you reasons, and sometimes they won't. But I don't know if they gave him reasons because he didn't say reasons, but he just said they said no, he could not marry her. It was forbidden. And that was the end of it. And she didn't understand. It's like she wanted a Yoko to go against what his ancestors said. She was still pressuring him, trying to pressure him into this relationship. And he was like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. They said no, and that's the end of it. We can be friends, but we can't be more than, we can't do nothing else other than that. So no, that was not it. Mm-mm. And then you know who told her that her ancestors were high people or were royalty? I think it was Chief Amechi told her that. Yeah, that's who told her that. Nobody who was really in deep. I'm not gonna say no, correction. I take that back. That's who told her that. Take that for what it's worth. She is a disaster, ES. Rosie says. Sherry says ES could be functionally crazy. Oh my God. Let Me Grow says, greetings. Hey, Let Me Grow. Oh, thank for more jewels. Thank you. I don't know what these jewels are, y'all. And here goes some more. Thank you. ES says, I wish I knew how to push the jewels. I'm gonna have to go and figure that out after I get off here. Miss King says, how ES in Egypt said her visa or something expired. Don't have the money, thank you, to renew, looking like a traveling vagabond. And you know what? Did y'all notice when she was at the luxury party? I could not believe she was at that luxury. First, I couldn't believe what she wore to the party. Okay, that's the first thing I couldn't believe. That's when I knew she was having money problems. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Let me show y'all real quick because I'm going to forget. You know I'm going to forget. So hold on. I got to show y'all this real quick. Then we're going to get back to that because I want to show y'all this chick is struggling financially. Like she playing like she got money. She one of them people who be playing like they got money, but they really ain't got no money. You know, the ones that be coming on social media trying to play like they rich, trying to play like they live in this lifestyle, you know, and they got this grand lifestyle, but they really don't. No, that's her. Okay, she's one of them. And what sealed it for me was when I was looking at her at this party. We're gonna get back to the video, y'all, but I got to show y'all this. I got to show y'all this. Hold on. Okay. This is her video. When I saw what she was wearing, for one, African parties. Okay, let's remove this one. Anybody who know African parties, they know you got to, it's over the top. All right. Everything is always over the top, especially if it's at like some resort or some place, right? If it's at some place like this, a place like this, oh yeah, it's gonna be, they gonna be dressed over the top. Like they're gonna be dressed, again, this is fair use, they're gonna be dressed to impress. All right. They're gonna be, nobody's gonna be in there with Ankara fabric on unless it is the most fantastic Ankara dress you've ever seen. They're not going to be in there, especially her age, with a crop top on and a dang on skirt. They're not going to be in there. And then the shirt is backwards, y'all. Here go the tag. Look, here go the dang on tag. She got the dang on shirt on backwards. Don't even know it. All right. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, we ain't watching all. I'm like, okay, so she's wearing this. And I'm like, she's wearing this for real? And she kept showing this, I don't know how many times. I guess she wanted y'all to see that. So this is her outfit. This is something a teenage girl would wear. And I'm serious, I'm telling you, in Africa, this is not something a successful woman would wear. It's just not, especially to an event. An event, they're not wearing this. Young girls is wearing this, and I don't even think a young girl would wear this to a luxury event because there's nothing. This is cute, but there's nothing luxury about this. All right, and that's when I knew she didn't have any money because I've seen her with this same dress on, I don't know how many times, and those same earrings on every day. So I'm like, okay, so she's really on here. This grown woman is really on here. This granny is really on here pretending like she has money and she doesn't. And look at the shoes she put on. Those boots. I couldn't believe she put them boots on. I could not believe that, but this is the life. This is the pretend life. But you got to pay attention to the details. An African woman who has money is not wearing those boots. Okay. She's not. She ain't wearing those boots. Because she going to this luxury place for one. And their side, when I get inside, I know they're going to have nice cement. So I don't need to wear no boots. And when I walk out, I'm going to walk out into, but I don't know what her house looks like when she walks out. But the boots is unbelievable. This little teenage dress and these sunglasses, that's even sillier. And this long hair, this little young girl long hair, it's just silly to me. It's not saying classy, mature woman. It's saying, I want to be a young girl until you look in my face. And then you see, oh, this ain't a young girl. See, this is the place. No, y'all, this is the place. You don't dress like that there. You wear nice lace there. You wear George lace there. You wear really nice lace to places like this. You don't just wear Ankara with a crop top and an outfit you done wore 3 times. You don't do that. You don't do that. And she's not saying nothing. She's just talking about the place. Let me show y'all. Then I knew she was hungry, right? Because when she got there before everybody else. And I'm like, well, why is she there before everybody else? So nobody's there. She's in there talking to the guests. You know, she's in there, you know, not the guests, but the people, the workers, you know, and I'm like, why is she here so early? So I didn't understand that. So she's walking around here and she's hungry. Okay, so I guess they put these, after she walked around for a while, I guess they finally put these snack things out, right? Let me show y'all when she gets, and she kept these old stupid sunglasses on the whole time. So this is the little snack thing, okay? So it was like little chips to me. It was like different forms of chips. And you know how they have them at little snack tables? Yeah, it was like that. And they had different kinds, okay? Do y'all know this girl went around to all the tables and ate the snacks from all the tables? And that's when I said, oh, she's hungry. So and look how she's eating it. She's not eating that like, I'm not hungry. It's like, it's a snack. It's not, you ain't supposed to get full off of it. It's not a meal. She's eating it like it's a meal, like she's hungry. And she is. So that's the first thing I noticed. And I'm like, oh, this lady is really hungry. So she goes here so she can eat. Okay, so she's eating these snacks off this table, and this dress is a sign this lady is she's not living the life that she pretend like she living. All right, so we're gonna stop there with that one. Now let me go back to y'all questions. Yeah, pay attention to the details. I promise she said that I may still have the video. What she has said, what y'all? Thank you for the jewels. Yeah, what is the jewels? I wish I could see the jewels. This is cute, y'all. She trying, wait a minute, where am I at? Thank y'all. She trying to con the entire continent. She best be very careful. Yep. But she thinks she has, thank you, Rosie. She thinks she has conned the entire continent. She passing for an Egyptian Nubian princess now. Yeah, she think, Charlie. Feed bad, and they cheated Egypt out of the World Cup game against did they? Wow, that's messed up. Hey, the most recent vlog ES has shows her leaving the empty apartment dressed for a business evening with Oscar and A's. As she said, she is very high-end famous hotel. If we see it's fully furnished, we see a fully furnished apartment. I think is that the one we just showed where she went to the hotel and they was looking at her stuff. We was looking at she was eating all the chips at the table. I stopped my washing up to look. I paused it to look. London lady says, Sheila says the trio for nothing could not get enough money to stay in town, had to leave Nairobi. Oh no. Did she insinuate that O'Shea had a crush on her or he was trying to like her? Because everybody has a crush on her and everybody is trying to like her. Heavy pedal side, cheap jet women, cheap near jet top. What is that? Near jet top. Heavy pedal time says, I don't have any money, Kiki. I'm pro people. I don't have any money, Kiki. I'm pro people. What you mean, heavy pedal time? Cheap market top. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It was the whole thing. And it's just like, but when you go to places like that, you don't dress like that. So everything she's showing to us is a facade. And if you've never been to Africa, and if you don't go to their events, you won't know. African women go overdressed. They're overdressed for every occasion. So whenever there's an event for them to dress up, they're going to overdress. They're not wearing that. So everybody know this lady don't. And then you're dressed like a 20-something-year-old. The whole thing is just giving off the wrong vibe in Africa. You see what I mean? That's not the vibe you want to give, the passport granny vibe. Rumors say that ES abandoned her kids. If true, she will not be blessed. Yeah, she said she left them. She said, I wasn't fighting over those kids. She said that. She said, I wasn't fighting over no kids. She said that in her video. Why call her a granny, Kiki? Because she is a granny. Ain't nothing wrong with being a granny. I'm a granny, honey. I love being a granny. Ain't nothing wrong with being a granny. Just as long as you're not a passport granny. You can be a granny with a passport, but not a passport granny. Why don't you get a life and talk about yourself? I don't talk about myself on this channel. Cynthia, that's not what we do on this channel. I don't talk about my life. My life isn't interesting. I work. I don't do that. I'm not on YouTube like that. I report stories on YouTube. No, but I don't do that. I'm sorry, ma'am. The top is terrible. Mutton, as we say in the UK, mutton dressed as a lamb. Wow. Can of peas. She stuffed it. Yep, you see that? Like there's no tomorrow. A caring touch says that Kiki loves Nigeria. What happened to her owning a canoe? Remember that? Yeah, honey, I don't know. I don't know what happened to her on in a canoe or a boat. But y'all know what? I remember somebody saying, they wrote in the comments, and they said something about she had had a job at one of the boats, and she was staying on one of the boats, but the boat didn't have a toilet. And in the morning when she got up, she has to run to the bushes to use the toilet. Wait a minute, y'all. So I don't know. She was reinvented herself like 3 times in the past few months. Carrying Touch says, Byron Brown says she should have won the luxury African made. She should have wore a luxury African made dress. They're not that expensive. No, they're not. They're like $30. That's all. That's all. That's all. Like $30. Not that. But she thought she looked good. She thought she looked good. That's sad. She needs at least the rich auntie vibe. Yes, and she ain't giving no rich auntie vibe. She getting I want to be 20 years old vibe, and that's not a good vibe to give. All right, let's finish this video up. Let's finish up her side of the story. Yeah, we got to finish up her side of the story. And then I can show y'all what she really did that night.
I chose to do something else. Nothing romantic, just chilling.
She said nothing romantic.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I want to sit in positivity and peace. I don't want to just fake that shit and say it on YouTube, but actually live it. You see what I'm saying? I've never been so hurt in all of my life. This whole experience. I'm sitting on the curb right now with all my stuff. Right here. This is what Prince of Queens has done. So I will not.
Is she calling him a queen now?
Ever.
Wait a minute. Is she trying to be funny and calling him a queen, y'all? Who is queen? She kept saying this is queen. Who is the queen? She calling him a queen? Is that what she's trying to do? Trying to be funny and call him a queen?
Endorse Queen's Guest Home. I will never. I'm so sorry, you guys. I am so very sorry. I did not know that it can get to this. I would never promote this place, ever. I would never promote anything that he do. And as a matter of fact, when I was doing, like when I told you guys that I was doing divinations and all this stuff, I have my own separate system, Chief. I don't go through a Yoko. And so people somehow would just show up and then find a Yoko.
Greetings to all of you.
So she told you right there. So she was doing divination. And I guess people were really coming there. And they were coming there looking for Prince of Yoko. So it seems like she was kind of upset about that. So let's look at this one. So this is before the fight happened. I mean, this is before the video.
Family and friends on YouTube. ES is backing out of my house. After the live stream, I came in, decided to tell her what I did on my live stream. But all of a sudden, she decided to downplay me. And she can't downplay me, but she can only fool herself. She's backing out of myself, out of my house. That is her belongings over there.
Physically, this is me in front of the camera now.
I'm here.
Look at you.
I'm here.
What is this?
This is you. Yes.
You
don't want to hear the truth. I'm not weak.
Your phone's so fake for the camera.
Yeah. You see how you see? No, I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
You're not drunk. You're a head case.
Did you buy me a drink? Did you buy me a drink?
No.
Did you see how?
And you all sat there.
So did you see how my brother is pleading with her? And she's disrespecting.
This is your tradition.
Look, you see?
Hit women and you're talking.
You see?
You hit women.
You see?
Still running your mouth.
You see how she's disrespecting.
You hit women. You got your hands in your pocket.
You see how she disrespects my brother. You see?
I'm sorry.
The eldest brother in my family. This is her wife, Napa. You see? Who has been washing her clothes ever since she's here. You see how she disrespects them. You see? You are down, but you don't know you are down. Are you gonna knock me? I'm not gonna knock you. I'm not gonna hit you.
You don't see this wickedness in your brother?
I'm not gonna do anything to you. I'm not gonna do anything to you. But I'm gonna share it to the world to know who you are.
Thank you. Let them know who I am.
Yeah.
That I don't sit back and
No man can abuse you in this world. It is your character that will abuse you.
my character abuses.
It was her character that abused her. Nobody's abusing her, and he's absolutely right.
Sure. Just look at me. Look at my body. Look at me. Ever since I come back from your project, I did not get the shower.
You're not full.
Did you pay me? No.
Are you serious?
Did you pay me?
Bitch, you got paid in pussy. Kick rocks.
What is pussy?
Dumbass.
You invited me for the pussy.
You feel me?
You invited me for the pussy.
Dude, you so dumb.
You invited it for.
You guys don't believe this.
You invited me for the pussy.
Yeah, listen to how she talks. Man, that's a potty mouth. Whoa. I can't even imagine what she would be saying and doing if it was just him and her. Whoa. Oh, that's when she threw the camera, yeah. That's when she threw the phone. She threw the phone at him. Yeah.
You invited me for the pussy.
Play with this.
Yeah, she threw the phone at him. Yeah, she threw the phone.
Pussy.
Dude, you so dumb.
You invited it for.
You guys don't.
She threw the phone at him. Let me see if I can slow it down. No, let's see if I can slow it all the way down so y'all can see it. Yeah, see the phone is right there. Yeah. Wow, and she threw the phone at them. Wow, that was really messed up. All right, let me get some of y'all comments, and then I'm going to show y'all what James, UN, found out she was actually doing. Let's go. Yeah, I'm forgetting she's not an African woman, but a foreigner. Yes, we are Black women, love to jump and sharp. Yes, we Black women love to jump sharp for any occasion, dress sharp for any occasion. Yep, sure do. So I didn't get that. Yes, I saw that she went into the bushes at night to relieve herself, and those two Egyptian men. That's crazy. Yes, she called him a queen. Oh, I heard her kept saying that. Oh, yeah, she real disrespectful. ES is from California, a laid-back beach lifestyle culture. Well, she ain't laid back. She acted like her life was in danger, and he hit her. Talk Heavy says the next day she was like with no bruises and fresh set of nails. Oh, Steph says, there you go. Yeah. Charlie says, I thought she didn't really mess with him like that. She's lucky to be in one piece, London Lady says, and that's true. We talk about facts on this podcast. Kiki does a lesson and we learn. You don't like it? Right. Then please leave, Cynthia. Exactly. Just go. You don't have to stay. We're not holding you hostage. Paid in coochie coupons? Yes, sir. Yes, she did. Did she just say that? Yes, she did. She got a foul mouth with that. She should forget marrying and any decent African man. Yeah, ain't no decent. They ain't never gonna marry her. I'm telling y'all, it's over. And then let me show you this. Okay, remember she said Ayoko was just jealous. Remember, he was just jealous. I was out doing business. Remember? I was out doing business. And he was just jealous because he didn't know where I was. Okay, let me show you who the business partner was. She put this in a video for everybody to see. Another way to disrespect this man to his face. So this is her business.
Help me right here in the vicinity of where our project. Take care of all of our water needs. You're gonna text me that number, right? So that I can have the number.
Yeah.
I'll have my own connections now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
That's her business partner.
give the number to you.
Really?
You connect him.
Okay.
You
Thank
what
you.
you call the guy.
I knew I had seen his face somewhere before. Yes, this is ES's new business partner. And really, when it all dawned on me earlier on this morning, I thought, oh my gosh, is she really doing this? Yes, she is. She has gone into her business endeavors at the Bonsu micro village with the same man who she went out with on this New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Okay, the guy that she's been training with, the personal trainer. I
Yep.
couldn't believe it when I saw him. So in this video, ES starts to talk about her replacing.
And you were tuned in to Eats Love Migrate. So I'm currently here in northern Ghana building a little micro village. It first began with me building this house to the altercations that were occurring. Unfortunately, I have to build an entirely new team. Give thanks to my ancestors and the universe, Allah, God, whatever you want to call it, for shining their light down on me to bring me people in my life that still support and help me right here in the vicinity of where our project. Take care of all of our water needs. You're gonna text me that number, right? So that I can have the number.
Yeah.
I'll have my own connections now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give the number to you.
Really?
You connect him.
Okay.
You
Thank
what
you.
you call the guy.
If you listen to what they were talking about with one another in the video, they start to talk about this water guy.
So this is her new business partner. That's who she was out with. Okay. Remember, she said she was out with her business partner. Well, that's the business partner. All right. Now let's look at this part. That was the business partner. Remember when she said there was nothing romantic going on? Remember that? Remember, she said there was nothing romantic going on, right? Y'all remember that? Well, check this out.
And their playful, joyful videos that they.
So that's what she said. They didn't do anything that night. She said they were just, there was nothing romantic going on. Remember, there was nothing romantic going on. Remember? Nothing romantic was going on. And she filmed this. And it was a whole video. It was way more than this. Yeah. So, character. I'm just speechless. When I tell you I'm just speechless, I'm just so speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because I mean, it's just right here who this person is. So how she keeps convincing people otherwise, I'm just confused as to how that happens. I'm really confused as to. All right, let's look at some of y'all questions. ES should contact Sharif's granny in Ghana village. They're talking to herself. Village, she's talking to herself. Rosie says, we talk about facts on this podcast. Okay, I think we read that one. The queen must be the prince's mother. Her Majesty had enough of her nonsense. I hope that's who she's talking about. Charlie says, the London lady, my homeboy in Cape Town, South Africa, had a baby mama who lived next door to him and his girlfriend, and she ended up, what? Unalived a couple of cities away, hanging from a tree. Oh, Jesus. Life Without Limits says, coochie coupons. London lady says, Queens was the name of the guest house. That's right. Negropian Talk Heavy says, sure hope he is well. I used to love his videos. Yeah, he used to make good videos. ES behaves like an undisciplined child. She needs love and compassion. ES, Sheila says, ES has spent the night on the boat with those two Egyptian men, total strangers. That's crazy. I wonder what really happened that night. That was the boat she was supposed to be buying. Oh, Lord. Maybe she was trying to pay for them with some coupons that night, and she didn't have enough. Maybe her coupons weren't enough to pay for the boat. We don't know what happened to UN. Just like we don't know what happened to Delightful D. She just disappeared. But I tell y'all, YouTube is a lot. It's a lot of work. And, you know, when you have a family and you have your regular life, it's not a lot of money either. So, you know, it becomes easy. Like if you have choices and you have to walk away, it becomes easy to walk away because you miss it, the social aspect of it. But the social aspect of it doesn't pay your bills, you know? Brown Skin says, and I really think that mental health issues ES had in America she's brought them. Yes, she brought it from America. Yeah, she probably did. And then they take them wherever they go. So, there's this one video, since we got a little bit of time, let me show y'all real quick. And I want to respond to this one, because this one is just more lies. And I just can't believe her outlandish lies. And whoever she's making this video for, I just want to respond. And like, these are lies. So this video, I guess she's in a new relationship. Y'all look, to my new relationship requires my new relationship with you requires canceling 15 assumptions. So I guess she's talking about the guy from Texas, and I guess these are things he's heard. So let's go over these things he's heard and see.
I'd like to cancel based on some ridiculous assumptions that I never
and see if their assumptions are.
My deepest regret has been getting on the internet and watching perfect strangers attempt to tell my story, but I've been patient enough to endure it.
Okay, so let's go to number one. She says
just because others are doing it doesn't mean that I have to do it. I've never felt comfortable doing that. Just because I play gospel songs doesn't. Deepest regret has been getting on the internet. So currently I'm working on a written project. I don't want to ruin it, but
okay, we're going to just wait till the numbers to pop up because nobody wants to hear this. So the first one she says she abandoned her children, but she said she abandoned her children. She said she left her children. She said that she was not fighting over some kids.
That I abandoned my children. I do not put my precious or valuable things on the internet. Just because others are doing it doesn't mean that I have to do it. I've never felt comfortable doing that. Just because
Now we know that's a lie, because how do we know about her kids if she didn't put it on the internet? How do we know? That's a flat out lie, because she even talks about them in these videos.
Play gospel songs doesn't mean I'm a Christian. Just because I delve into ancient Paleo Hebrew or speak about ancient Egypt doesn't make me a Hebrew Israelite or a Jew or an Egyptian.
No, she's a witch.
I'm also not a Muslim because I love to wear long dresses. Just because I wear a hijab on occasion, it doesn't make me a Muslim. Unlike some people out there, I'm actually able to have friends of all religious backgrounds. I can marry a person of a different religious background because I am a mystic. We do not practice herd mentality whatsoever. We have an understanding about ourselves. In my early 20s, I pursued.
Yeah, she's a mystic now.
A degree in education.
She said, I'm a narc needs Jesus and uses voodoo to manipulate people. Now, I agree with that one.
Ourselves.
Now,
So
I
in my
believe
early
that.
20s, I pursued a degree in education. And while attending school, I applied to become a teacher's aide with an emphasis in special needs. So if you've ever wondered why I do not give other channels the time of day when they're attempting to give me that hate, it may have something to do with the special needs education that I received. Imagine being kicked at, spit on, yelled at for just existing within a classroom. I learned these things very early on compared to the internet. It's all the same, in my opinion. Divine blessings be upon them. Another
Well,
assumption
she
we
didn't
must
answer that.
destroy as soon as possible. I did not go to Ghana looking for a man. I'm one of those who has always been self-pollinating.
Now, she went to Ghana, from my understanding from her videos, from what I understood from her videos, is because she thought she was going to be able to be a chief in that village. And she thought she was going to be able to do divinations over there. And when she got over there, she realized that is not the case. So once she got there, that's when she met the prince and thought she could manipulate him and be with him and he could get her in. But no, it doesn't happen.
Therefore, it is a fact. I do not need a man. Having them around is pleasant. The Ghanaian men I've encountered offered nothing except my ex, who was a great protector and creative partner. The one and only relevant name here is Vim Man. Blessings be upon him. I do not date. I have only been married twice. I intend to marry again for the final time to a man of my own culture. Assumptions have been made that I went to Ghana for sex. How boring in thinking can we be? I mean, I have to calm my emotions. There are other countries where if I
don't think anybody says she went for sex. We know what she went for. She went there because she thought she was going to run these voodoo capitals, these little voodoo centers. And no, once she got there, she realized, oh, it ain't happening. Then she turned to, well, let me try to use sex to manipulate people.
Superior sexual or an intellectual experience, not Ghana. I'm a Sagittarius. We are stimulated mentally first. Here's another assumption. I never lived in a village. I lived on my ex's land in rural Ghana where we cultivated a farm. Village life was content. We filmed village skits for entertainment purposes. All was edited.
No, that's a lie. We know she lived in Tamala. She lived with Prince Ayoko. That's a village. You lived on their land, which was in a village. That is a straight lie. She's never lived in the city. This is the most she's lived in the city. This is the most she's lived in the city. She was living on Prince Ayoko's land, his family land. Then she went and lived on Vinman's family land. So when was she living in the city? That's a whole lie. She lived in the village the whole time. She messed with village people. Ain't nothing wrong with messing with village people, but village people are a little different than city people. They're completely different. So she thinks she can manipulate them. That's why she likes dealing with the village people, because she thinks she can manipulate them much easier than she can an urban African man. Because an urban, I'm not going to say they're more. I don't know. I've never dated. I never even talked to a village, guy from Africa. Most of the people I've talked to, they come from the urban area, but I know they're different. Okay. I know they're different. And I know she probably thought she could manipulate them much easier she could than an urban guy.
Everyone was acting. And I don't understand why people thought that ish was real.
Because it was.
In all of my days in Ghana,
so all that Vin Man and stuff, that was all fake, y'all. Okay. Everything it did, White House and Farm, y'all thought was real, was fake. Okay. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want to keep going through that, but okay, I don't want to keep. So you can go back and look through this one. And she says Prince Ayoko is not a prince. Look, he's a clown. Wow. The only one that mattered was Vin Man. Wow.
Ghana. Regular people you may have seen orbiting around me decades ago. If the internet says it, they think it's true. Never met a prince, not one day in my life whilst living in Ghana. Last time I checked, I'm very much an American.
Okay. So this is who, after she left after she left, what's his name? Princess Yoko. She sold her channel. She didn't sell it. She changed it to African Power and she gave it to him. See, this is him and his friends. And let me tell y'all what I heard. Now, this is strictly a rumor. I'm telling y'all, this is a straight up rumor. Okay. Someone told me that these groups of guys right here were escorts. That's what they did with foreign women, that they escorted around with foreign women. And one of the ladies who had been escorting around with Vin Man actually introduced ES to him. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not presenting that as a fact. I'm just saying this is the rumor that I have heard. But she's presented this man to me as if he was an object. You know, this man has been nothing the whole time. You know, he's been nothing but an object. You know what I mean? And see, look like some of these videos is not on here too. You know, like let me see if this is the one where he be cooking on the rock.
Welcome everybody. My name is Vimman. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make natural oven. Don't forget to subscribe.
You're trying to tell us this was not in the village. This was all a skit. This was all a skit. Y'all know that's a lie. This dude from the village. You see how he talk? He's from the village. He speaks his local language more than he speaks English. Y'all remember this? But then she said, no, Vin Man, you got to take your shirt off. We got to make them lust after you. We want them to lust after you. So he's showing you how to make an oven. Then he's going to show you how to cook outside while she filming it. So this was to get him on, to get him a way to make a little change. So this is his way of making money, honey. So she had to make sure she got her man some money. So that was his channel. And that's when she broadcasted her new man to the world. She let everybody know who her new man. She letting y'all know he was the best man she ever had. Too bad he wasn't even her man, though. Dang. He wasn't even her man. He got a wife. Wow. Poor things. Poor things. All right, let me see y'all questions. I'm ready to get off of here tonight. That's enough for us. We need to think. We got to rest now. Our minds has just been through the ringer. So much BS out of that mouth. Yes, Princess Yoko definitely was living in a village. And so was this man. Yoko. Yeah, we know he was. Sometimes we got to rewrite our own. That means lie. Kiki, you got a lot of game. Repetitive. What Mikey J says, Kiki, you got a lot of game. Repetitive. What? Rambles and rants hours before you show the receipts and proof. Your channel is difficult to watch and follow. It's a time waster, babbling mouth. Well, what? Okay, then get off. Then get off. Okay, thank you, Mike J. Okay, then just go ahead and get off, okay? But I show the receipts. That's how I present it. Dude, if you don't like my show, then get off. Thank you for stopping by, Mike J. I believe in gigolos. You silly. She's patient enough to endure it. Yes, please with the BS, honey. Yes. She is lying, honey. She stay lying. Charlie says, she had Vin Man up at that Radisson Suite. Wow. There's a Bell. He got a wife. What you mean there's a Bell? He got a wife. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for your viewing minutes, Mike. All right. So, y'all. All right. That's all we got for tonight. Let me make sure I got them all. I did. Byron Brown says, how do you leave California, go to Africa, right, to seek village men? She left all the, can you believe that? She left all the men in the cities, because that's how you know it was a manipulation move. I'm telling you, she thought, she knew it was going to be harder to manipulate them dudes, them urban African dudes. The urban African dudes be on it. Like, it's just like here, you know, the city dudes, but the country dudes be on it too. It's just a different type of dude. But she think that they're not smart enough. She thinks she can manipulate them. Because exactly, how do you leave California? California is like one of the most advanced states in the United States. It's like the New York of the West Coast. It is the New York of the, so the most advanced that. Yeah, they have an agenda. That's why somebody would do that, because they have an agenda. Good night, brown skin. I mean, he has another wife. She's not married to him. Well, of course he has another wife. We all know he has another wife. Is she married to him? We don't know if she got married to him in a traditional wedding. We never saw any wedding. And ES is a camera person. So we don't know. We know, I mean, I don't think she could marry him legally because he's married to his wife. And I don't think that wife is going to go for that. Because they clearly are still together. I mean, clearly. We never seen her, but it's just obvious. And we don't know the marriage. Like I said, we never seen any signs of a legal marriage. So we don't know. So you just have to believe whatever you choose, whatever she tells you. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining Kiki Loves Nigeria. I hope y'all enjoyed the chat. I hope y'all enjoyed everything. Steph, thank you for coming out tonight. It was good to have you back. Oh, y'all, please make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we're going to finish next week. We're going to move into, so I wanted y'all to see the character, okay? That what Bridget is saying is not something new. This isn't an isolated incident with Bridget. No, this is what ES has a reputation of treating people like this. She has a reputation of using people. She has a reputation of trying to manipulate people. And when she realizes she can't manipulate them, then she turns on them. She becomes the victim and they become the villain. Now, this situation with Bridget, we don't know the whole situation. Some people tend to think, Bridget had set things up, thinking she was going to be having a roommate, and then ES, played her and decided at the last minute, no, I'm not going to be your roommate. I got a little boyfriend now, blah, 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 blah. So some people think it was that. We don't know. All right. We don't know. But we do know this, again, is ES's character, and we've proven that tonight. We've proven that tonight. All right. What we're going to prove next week is that this woman engaged in witchcraft. That she did engage in witchcraft. That's why, no, she's not a Christian. No, she's not a Muslim. No, she's not any of those things that follow God, the true and living God. No, she's not any of that. She's not any of those religions. She tells you what she is. She said she went to the shrines. She worshiped in the shrines. We're going to talk about that next week. And I'm also trying to get more information from the lady who has been writing me, which she has still been writing me about ES. And Bridget, I don't know who this person is, y'all. I seriously don't know. I don't think it's Bridget. It doesn't sound like it's Bridget. It sounds like it's someone, like a friend of Bridget's, who is aware of the situation. And I promised her, well, she's talking to Bridget to see if she could get Bridget to come on the show and talk to us. And until then, she sent me this, and I told her, I'm going to share this with you guys. This is my first time seeing this. So let me stop sharing this. And I want y'all to check this video out, and then we're going to get off of here. This is a video that this person who is writing me sent me. And I told her, I don't know if it's a her or a him. I don't know why I said her, but I told them I was going to share it with y'all. Well, share the story because well, this is something we need to know about. Let's listen.
Sickle cell disease, who went to Kenya on a mission trip, has died after getting salmonella.
36-year-old Ayla Garcia was there serving at an orphanage. 8 News reporter Allison Williams is live in studio after speaking with Ayla's family, who are now trying to get her body back home.
Allison, this family is changing in not a good way, but overnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I sat down with Ayla's mother and 3 sisters. They say she got to Kenya on the 1st, believe she got sick from contaminated ice at some point, landing her in the hospital on the 11th, and had been there for almost 2 weeks. Last night, they got word she passed away.
She was just so happy-go-lucky. She liked helping people.
Ayla Garcia was a mom of 4, a sister and a daughter. Her mother, Patricia Garcia, saying she was a giver.
She was a kind-hearted person, and she was funny. For me, she was funny.
Patricia was on the trip with Ayla, along with her older sister, Tabitha. It was the first time Ayla had been on a trip like this, and something they planned with Overflow Christian Church for over a year.
She was excited. We were all excited.
After not feeling well for a couple days, it was a local who encouraged them to take Ayla to the hospital, thinking she'd be there for a day or 2. With their flights booked home on the 15th, their mother, Patricia, needing medication at home, Ayla's aunt and uncle stayed back, while the rest of the family made the tough decision to leave. The family started working on how to get her home for treatment. After being quoted over $250,000 for a medical flight, Tabitha started a GoFundMe.
People really dug deep, and they're still digging deep.
After seeming like she was doing better, the family was told Ayla died around 11 p.m. Thursday. Now they're fighting to get her body home to put her to rest. They say it's been a challenge accessing her medical records and that she didn't have a will, but her children are being taken care of, her mom and sisters not giving up.
She was a good person, and she helped where she could.
Yeah.
She was full of love, full of life.
Yeah. She loved giving.
She did.
She loved giving.
And again, the family started that GoFundMe originally to raise money for a medical flight. Their fundraising efforts have now changed to pay off the medical bills and fly her body home. If you want to support them, a link is on WRIC.com. Live in studio.
Wow. Wow, y'all. That's so sad. See, that's why we do this show. That's why we're on here. Like how they be on there for all those hours? Because what we're talking about is very important. What we're talking about is extremely important. Don't ever eat ice in Africa. I don't care what they tell y'all. If you don't see them get it out of a bag, I wouldn't even eat it if it came out the bag. Because you don't know the source of that water where that ice came from. And a lot of times they'll make the ice with the local water. And the local water will be contaminated. You see the ice had salmonella in it. And then she got the salmonella poisoning. Then oh God. And this lady has kids. Well, I pray for her family. I pray they find peace. I just pray they find peace. And y'all just be careful. Please don't have any ice. Don't drink any ice. Don't have any water. Only drink water from the bottle. Don't have ice, period. All right. Don't drink ice, period. God, please help her family. Please help her kids. Y'all just remember them in prayer. Okay, look, y'all. I had another email from the lady. I don't know if this is a lady, from the person writing me about this ES situation, the person who told me about a threesome. All right, I wanted to read y'all this. I'm going to end with this email. It says, no problem, beloved. That she said, this person says, talks in the grapevine is the Jamaican girl is willing and would like an interview on everything that happened and why she had ES delete all the content ES had recorded. Clearly, ES violated in the worst way. As soon as I gather more details, we'll keep you posted. So that was the email that I got from her, from this person. And oh, wait, here's another one, y'all. Okay, look. Oh, this one was 2 days ago. It says, no problem, beloved. Thanks. No, I'm sorry. Talks in the grapevine is the Jamaican girl is willing and would like an interview on everything that happened and why she had DES delete the content and record it. Okay, this is what she said earlier in the other one. Clearly, ES violated in the worst way. As soon as, okay, she'll keep me posted. She will likely love, okay, so this is the part that's new. She will likely love and appreciate being on your show after being scammed and violated by a deceptive sweet talker. And that's it. And she's just said, this person just said they're going to keep me posted. So I don't know who that is. This person says she stopped following her, period. He or she's watching. Yep, they do. Yep. They're watching. And you know what? Because they know that's why that person watched. They knew. They watched me. So they know that I'll put it out there. And they know the way I'll put it out there is I'm going to take my time, nice and slow. The way you gave it to us, that's how I'm going to give it to you. Right back, nice and slow. Yep. Because this woman, she brags about what she does. Yep. She clearly said in her video, I'm not fighting on it over any kids. Okay. But you'll fight over Ben, man. All right, y'all. We got one share. I don't even know how many likes. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm about to get off of here and get ready for next week. Next week, we're going to dive deep. We're going to look at why did she go to Ghana. Y'all want to know why she went? Because of witchcraft. Because of witchcraft, divination. She wanted to be a seer. She was training to be a seer. Y'all know what a seer is? A seer is somebody who can see things. It's somebody who can see things. That's what a seer is. But the thing about being a seer, y'all, is that you can't train to be a seer. Nobody can teach you, no matter how many schools you go to, you can't ever be trained on how to be a seer. So she was going to Chief Amechi in them school to learn how to be a seer. And that's not something you learn. Like, that's something you're born with. You see what I mean? So she was confused all the way around. And she thinking she can learn how to do divination. You can't learn how to do that. That's a gift. That's like something you're just born into. It's like something you're born with. It's a gift you're born with. But again, she tries to manipulate the system. She wants to be a seer. So she goes to school to try to learn to be a seer. Then she wants to go to Ghana. She can't do it in Tanzania. I forget why. when she gets to Tanzania, I really think when she got to Tanzania, it did have something to do with the spirituality stuff, okay? But there was also a dude there, and this man was married. And I remember watching this video, all right? And she was mad because this man wasn't doing nothing with her. I guess he invited her there. And then once he got there, I guess she thought it was going to just be him and her. I don't know why she thought that foolishness, but it's going to be him and her. And it wasn't. The man really didn't, have time. She wants one-on-one and she wasn't getting it. And I think she couldn't, but see, that can't be the case, that she couldn't do the spiritual stuff in Tanzania. Oh, she said she couldn't get paid for it. That's what it was. She could not get paid for it in Tanzania. That's what it was. In Tanzania, they do spiritual readings for free. And hey, how you doing? And so but in in Ghana, you could charge them. All right. So that was another reason why she left. But what I don't understand is, if she knew all that, why didn't she know women cannot do them? See, that doesn't sound right to me. You knew all of that, but you didn't know. Nowhere does it say, and that's a lie, because if you look it up, you will see women cannot do divinations, and women cannot be chiefs over there. Women cannot do any of that stuff. All right, so we are done for the night. And I'm getting sleepy. And I'm getting ready to get off of here. All right, next week, like I said, we're going to deep dive into the spirituality, because y'all don't know this stuff, because she took it away. It was all on the ancestral juice. That's where all the good stuff was. I'm going to look and see what I can find, y'all. I'm going to see if I can find some stuff, some old videos, because that's where all the juicy stuff is. That's when she's telling about how she was doing this dating service, and she was hooking you up, which is ancestral dating, and how the cheese were being involved. Oh, that's how she knew about the hood rats coming, because the hood rats was writing her to be hooked up with the cheese in Ghana, I guess. All right, y'all. Jaleesa says, but in Ghana, she said, but the cost for the reading is less than $3. Jaleesa, stop it, please. Jaleesa, girl, I know you lying. So that's a lie then. So that's a lie. But Jaleesa, how much is they going to charge us to do it, though? You see what I mean? How much would they charge us to do it? They're going to charge them less than $3, but they weren't going to charge us. She was not going to charge us less than $3. I thought, okay, Dr. Issa. Oh, well, why does that look like Jaleesa? How you doing, Dr. Issa? How you been, Dr. Issa? What you been up to? How's your kids? How's your son? She been there for years. Yep, she sure has. Same price as everyone. Honey, no, they not. You know they not gonna do that, Dr. Issa. You know they gonna charge us up. You know they gonna try to make money off of us, honey. Oh, do y'all know this says, why does it say this has been shared 11 times? Are y'all serious? This has been shared 11 times? Wow. I'm impressed. Now we just need some, on here. We just need y'all to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you're doing more than reading, it's more. Oh, you've been in the Bikini Fossil. How is it? Well, send me a message on on what's up. Let me know how you been. How's your kid? How's your son? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? I'm glad you're doing good. Thank you for stopping by. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off here. Y'all know I'm tired and sleepy. Y'all know I'm tired and sleepy. Dr. Issa says the readings are basically free, but the work afterwards costs a bit. Okay, what is the work afterwards? So you got to do stuff. That's right. So they give you assignments, right? And you got to go do stuff afterwards. Is that what it is? You got to gather stuff. Did you know Chief Amechi and Chief Montana and all of them? He said all my children are fine. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. What was this? Sinclair says, I feel like if people been in Africa for 3 to 4 years, they have to be doing. No, that ain't true. No. Sometimes they don't have money to come back. A lot of times that's the case. They get stuck over there. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, gotta get a chicken or others. Okay. So it's like things they have to do. That's what I thought. All right, Dr. Issa, if you can, come back next week because we're going to go into it more. All right, about what she was actually doing. Okay. And we want to talk about also, like I was always taught when you can't just walk away from witchcraft like that. Once you get involved in this type of stuff, that type of stuff, you cannot just walk away from it like that. So he said it's just very true that it's no money. So if it's no money, then why was she trying to do it? You know, she's not going to just be doing it just to be doing it. She need money to live off of. All right. Okay, y'all. So we about to go. Next week, we're going to go a little deeper into all of this, I hate to say it like that, because that's the only way y'all going to understand it is if I call it witchcraft. But it's really like their traditional belief system. All right. That's really what it is. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about that. The one ES dibbled and dabbled in. I can't believe this says 11 shares. That is unfreaking believable. All right, y'all. Good night. I will see y'all next week. Peace and hair grace. Thanks for coming out.